All right, I've got a Tosot 9,000 BTU mini split. Yesterday I hung this on the wall and I've been working on my shingles. I ran out, so I'm done for now. So it's time to install the whole set here, but I bought this mounting kit so I could hang it on the wall and not have it sitting here on my roof. And one thing to note about it is I used strut to hold it in on the bottom there, because this side at least is not on a stud. That other one is on a stud. But I've got a piece of oak like that one along the top going behind both of these, just to give the bolts a little more substance to grab onto. Anyway, thought I'd show how that hooks up, and I'm gonna get to work installing this. So let's go. Well, let's get to work. I've got my Tosot mini split, which you saw the outdoor unit already. Today I'm going to be hanging this on the wall and get it all connected, and hopefully before the day is over. I'm a little late starting today. Before the day's over, this is going to be in here. I'm going to add air conditioning because it's hot. Do my best to walk you through this step by step. On the back here, what we're looking at is this metal bracket. This is the wall mount. So I need to attach that to the wall first to make sure it's level. Other than that, on the back, before I get it on the wall, what I have to do is decide what side I'm going to bring my hose. Right here you've got the two refrigerant lines. 1, 2. This is the drain hose. And then there's also an electrical cord, which will be ran through this little circle here. So the front panel opens up, I'll stick the wires through and do the wiring, and then I'll combine the electrical with the refrigerant lines, wrap it, and then I'm gonna exit the mini split over on this corner. You'll notice on the side here there's a little knockout. If you chose to exit, to have the hoses exit the mini split through the side, you could knock that out and go directly out of wall. Same with over there, you can kind of see the other one. Or you could run them all out that side, straight out the back, and cover the exit point, or out this side. I'm gonna go out this way, and then go from there. So I'm gonna get this hung on the wall. Access our little panel. So you get two sets of wires with this. One of them has three leads and a ground, and the other one has 2 plus a ground. And I think if you're using a whip like I am, you don't need to use the other set, so that'll be left over at the end, just so you know. But this is the one we're after. You got the brown, the blue, and the black. So it's just remembering which is which. Ugh. Connect the wiring. Okay, number 3, this is what I'm after. N1 is the white with blue tape. Okay, we got that. Number 2 is black. Number 3 is red with brown tape. And then the ground is green. Feed it through. A little clip here to undo as well, which is intense. You can see how much sweat I got on me here. This is ridiculous. Whew. We need this. It'll be life-changing for the house. Okay, you can take that off, get it out of the way. And then the wires are gonna be clamped in right there. Go through the hole. Do this on a workbench if you have one instead of on the floor. the first lug. My only tip is when you're feeding the wire through the hole on the back of this, turn the unit upside down, and then you'll be able to let gravity help you get all these leads to where they need to be. Do it right. You'll be glad you did. And ground it. Kind of fun that all the wiring, everything's made up for you. You just kind of have to go to the fittings and tighten everything up. Okay, we're about there. A little bit more. Okay. I don't know if you saw any of that, but there it is. In order. They're numbered N1, 2, 3, and ground. So you get that far, push this up just a hair. Probably that's enough. Get that done. Just clamp the wires themselves, not the black insulator. Okay, that's that. Now, that will just keep it from creating problems. All right, electrical's done, wires connected. Now we need to connect the piping. Easier said than done, and they leave a lot out of here. First, I gotta take these little caps off, and then you'll hear the pressure release on those when they do. That's okay. And then the piping is wrapped up in big 20 foot coils, and so I need to unravel those. These little baby ones, but they'll do the trick. Hold on that. Okay, there you have it. You heard it. I heard it. Nothing to fear. Okay. Okay, pretty straightforward from this point on. You basically have a big one and a small one. And you have a big hose and a small hose, okay? Look, it came with a little discussion. That's real nice. Do not force these, just be nice to them. Lay them flat. Take it easy. Yeah, that's how we do it. That's how we do it. Straight out the door, into the next room. All right, one down, one to go. Drain. Yeah, these are just metal fittings, so get that thread on. Now get this on there where you feel good about it. First time I did this, I didn't tighten this connection up enough. And when I was running my compression test with the air pump, I was getting leaks and I did not know why. And this was it, so go ahead and tighten it up. Better to do it once than to come back. Okay, that feels pretty good. Quite a squeak. That should be golden. I feel good about both of those. Now the fun part begins where we wrap it all up. So first thing, and hey, this is it's not even in the directions. Number 5, connect the drain hose. We're gonna get there in a second. But first we gotta wrap the piping in this little insulation piece where the fittings are, and then we wrap it in the white tape, and then we're going to drill the hole. So again, the little nuances, if you haven't done this before, little things that are not in the directions, they're helpful to know. You know what? I can just wrap this all in one, actually. You know, this is just fun. This DIY stuff really is pretty impressive how far they've come. Yeah, it's just fun to take an old house like this and make it more enjoyable to be in. Okay. They send you with 2 rolls of this, and it does the whole line set. So you start out just by wrapping it individually here, and then you join in the drain hose a little bit later. Okay, as you can see, it's wrapped up. Except for the end, I left a little bit off the end. Probably could wrap a little further, but I'm gonna try that. And I'll individually wrap with the remaining tape when it's outside. Next step is to drill the hole, which should be angled higher inside than outside for drainage purposes. So you're looking at 5 to 10 degrees. So just a little bit of angle up on the drill. Okay, I'm going to use a 2.5-inch hole saw. You can go smaller. I have a 2 1/4, which I did last time. I just didn't like it. A little extra room isn't going to hurt. Plus, we're going to fill it all up with the foam they provide you with anyway. So, actually, hang on. All right, I actually bought this drill bit specifically for this last time when I did this, because I was going through walls that were super thick. This wall is not thick at all, but at least with this I can, get my angle. Okay, my long bit is sticking out of the wall. I'm gonna go outside. All right, make sure you get help for this part because it's hard to do by yourself. But we're gonna just hook the line sets through the hole. And see how it goes.
That's secured.
It's on. Now that I've got the line set outside, it's decided to rain for the first time all summer. Can't believe it. So we'll see how this goes. I might not be able to film because the camera might blow away. But I got to do my vacuuming once I get this hooked up, and then I got to do the wiring. So, all right, this is probably the most interesting part of the job, and sadly the wind is really crazy, so I don't know if I'm gonna dare set my camera up because it might just blow over, and I just got to get this done. Hey, the sun's coming out, so that's nice. Well, I just wanted to show you these. You got your large and your small line set. Large, small. And you got the service access right here. I've got my manifold gauge and my vacuum pump set up. So I'm going to connect the blue side to this service port and run the vacuum for about 15 minutes. Once this is hooked up, of course. And then I'm gonna let it sit for 30 minutes and make sure that this gauge doesn't change. You can find people that go into greater depth on that than I will. But basically, all you're looking for is once I start this pump, this needle's gonna move from 0 to -1. And it needs to stay there. You don't want it to move, you don't want it to go higher or any kind of crazy movement. So basically though, this side's closed, we're not using it. Once I have it hooked up, I'm gonna open this, turn on my pump for 15 minutes, and then I'm going to close this, turn off the pump, let this sit for 30 minutes and check my dial. And if that's all good, then I'm good to go. So that's it for those. Up here, this is quite simple. This is not as hard as it looks. You'll remember the wires that we sent out with everything else. These are going to connect around here. 1, which is the blue and white, 2 in the middle, which is the black, and 3 is our red brown. But before you do that, you have to hook up these here. You've got another ground, which is going to run from the whip. I've got a whip right here to hook up the AC disconnect. Okay, so on the AC disconnect box, this is what it looks like. Line side goes to your panel, your ground. This is just yellow Romex, 12 gauge Romex running to a double pole 15. And then the load side, which are these outside terminals, right there and right there, are going to be the red and black wires of my whip, which are then going to come over here and get hooked there and there. So I'm going to do that first before I do the actual inside line. So anyway, Like I said, this wind is crazy. I don't think I'm gonna film it, but I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done. All right, my AC disconnect is wired at the box. Now over here on the other end, these do not have the little lugs. So you're gonna have to buy your own spade terminals to crimp onto these in order to install them here, here, and here. You'll notice that the original line set had them. That's the one thing you're gonna have to remember, one of the small parts you gotta go purchase. So there's just a helpful tip. Once you get those put on, the only other helpful thing you're gonna need is a Romex connector to put the line set wire through. Okay, the test is running. The lines are all hooked, electrical's wired. So far, we're reading where we're supposed to, so I'm just gonna wait 15 minutes, get that going, and let's see how we're doing. Okay, she passed the test, which I've already turned this off, so it's got the wrong reading on it right now. But I'm taking all that down. I opened up the refrigerant lines, released it into the indoor unit. Got these backed off all the way with the Allen wrench. So now I'm just gonna put my caps back on and then button her up and call it good. I don't know if I showed the finished product of the wiring on here, but it turned out pretty good, I think. And this should be a wonderful, wonderful addition to the house. I'm excited to go in and turn it on. Trim kit will be added later. Shiny. Okay, time to hit the power. I heard a beep. Oh ho ho, there's the light. Okay. There it is. See how we do at 74. Oh, I feel it already. Oh, it's gonna be amazing. Well, there you have it. The Tosot mini split has been installed, and it's making a difference already. Well, I'm gonna call it a day, and thanks for watching. If you've stuck with me this far, I appreciate it. This room's been a long time coming, and it's finally going to be lived in within a week. So thanks, and leave a comment if there's any questions you might have, things I didn't cover very well. I know there's a lot of videos you could choose to watch about this, so like I said though, if I'm a little more accessible, maybe I could help answer some questions. I don't know. Happy to help if I can though, so we'll see you next time. Thanks.